Hey, good afternoon. This is Mike Parker with Branch County Conservative Patriot coming to you live once again. We are testing a brand new platform we've been using for uh, our ministry, global ministry broadcast. And so I've been working on it today and trying to get things set up so that when we do go live with Branch County, that it's simultaneously going to our Facebook page and our YouTube page. So that's what we're doing right today. If you're receiving the notification that we're live, this is going to be about a 10 or 15-minute video just testing the platform and going to each presentation or slide that I've got. This one here is sets us up so that we can use a graphic on the back side so that when we talk things about the city or city council or take video or pictures from different areas of the city or the county, then we can have that show up in the background too. And then in our third scene is our same one where we can actually feature the older one that we've been using, where we can actually feature video inside the box. I'm pointing to the box. How am I pointing to the box? I can't even get myself associated with that. So then, and we'll be able to add dynamic scenes back and forth and right on the fly, switching back and forth to those scenes and helps us to, it looks more professional that way. Um, uh, and if you're interested in doing this kind of thing, I suggest strongly you visit the company that provides it. It's called EVMUX, evemux.com. And very relatively inexpensive. It's great for doing live stream. You can also hook up. The way we do it is we use our FS100 Sony camera as our cam, and that's one of the reasons why you got a real decent picture with it. You can use 4K if you wanted to, but it's it's you have to have a really good upload speed with either Charter or CBPU, a really fast fiber optic upload speed to use 4K. From your phones, it's condensed, it's different, especially if you're on 5G. If you're using your phone at home on your home network, it works a lot better too. But it typically reduces it to 1080p. And then for when I'm using a lot of when you're using a lot of heavy video or graphics, you want to reduce it to 720, which is what we've done here. So, couple of comments or a couple of things to inform you. Uh, I was on the Coldwater scam page this morning with the gentleman that runs that, and was discussing with him in more detail about our decision about what's going to happen with the fence. As you heard yesterday, I'm not all there yet in calling the fence a done deal. So information that was gathered and put together very professionally was forwarded to all of the city council members today, this morning, through an email for them to reinvestigate what we have, and we presented to them uh, the Coldwater scam page presented to them in a PDF format, a timeline, document timeline they can go down and take a look at. And the bottom line is that there are some discrepancies in the video with Board of Public Utilities' meeting. There's some discrepancies in the video on the timeline of when the were when the bid was awarded to Justice Fence. So we still have questions with that, and we're not going to give up until we have answers that would be legitimate, that fall under the guidelines of Michigan compiled laws with how this bid was won, especially for a municipality or for a city government to help to actually be a part of or to prove that the funds that go out. And then once again, I'm gathering information today, more information today in regards to the Campbell coal plant and just what kind of impact that's going to have on our utility bills. Um, of course, all of us know utility bills come out on the 13th with Coldwater. So, based on the article on the Coldwater Daily Reporter and also 16 TVB, it looks like that there's a good possibility that that surcharge for the losses that have been accumulated may start on that billing. So some of you, all of us, will more than likely see an increase on our March bill, but who knows how much it's going to be? Um, and it seems really unfair from what I read. Paul, I call him Paul J, the director of Board of Public Utilities, who's overseeing the utility municipality part. That gentleman is actively seeking to make sure that the only charges that we receive are at the cost level and not the operating loss. So, and then the Attorney General of the state of Michigan has also filed a counterclaim with the federal government when President Trump wrote the executive order to make sure that these coal plants stay open. What I was and what when in the article that I read, it seems to illuminate the fact that there's another new board that was put together. Now, down here where Bobby Hankins used to be, I'm sure a lot of you are from Coldwater, you remember where Bobby Hankins' store used to be. Right across the street is a CBPU building, and I believe that's where the board that is in charge of the MSUL for the multiple services of utility with Marshall, Quincy, Jonesville, Litchfield, Coldwater, and I believe Hillsdale. They're all packed in on that under one board. And apparently, when this coal plant was operational, under the agreement that this board Board of Public Utilities here in Coldwater and the rest of them were under, from what I understand, allegedly that they were drawing 60% of the power needed for each one of these municipalities. And so I'm not sure if all of them are involved in the investment and the loss is going to be spread amongst all of them, putting all of the users, all the citizens together who are customers of these utility municipalities, put them in all together in one lump sum and then dividing amongst everybody how much is going to be paid for the loss. I'm not sure if that's how it gets done or not. Um, I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on it. I do have an email and a telephone call into the Attorney General's office in the state of Michigan to get some more clarity on it. And then meeting with Paul and or any of the directors there at CBPU. They're incredibly busy, so it'll be difficult to set up and nail them down for a meeting soon enough. But just so that you know, I think we're going to be I think there's going to be some sticker shock because the amount of money that has to be paid back on during the time frame of the loss is it's a lot of money. They're claiming $615,000 per day at an operating loss. And the county of Ottawa says, they're crying foul. Now, it wasn't so much as the executive order of President Trump's that has forced this coal plant to remain open. There was a petition that was signed by the county of Ottawa and was sent out for vote and was sent out to the federal government to so that they can be acknowledged. And so that's where that came from, is that the county of Ottawa, who wanted that to remain open, there was a lot of people that were employed there, and it did provide electricity to them. Also, maybe at a reduced rate, I don't know. Um, I do know that they definitely wanted it. Now, this is a part of the Consumers Power conglomerate, and two things in my last video that I talked with you about is confirmed, is that number one, Consumers Power invested over $1 billion into that coal plant here over the last couple of years to make sure that it reached its level of reduction in air pollution as required by the Biden administration. And according to what I read, they did a great job at doing that after investing $1 billion. And for them to invest that much and then to have to shut it down or walk away from it, the losses have to come from somewhere. So, Consumers Power, every time someone builds a windmill or if a solar panel farm goes up in some of the farmland around the county or in the area, Consumers Power gets a 9% commission or profit made off of those individual entities that are making power. They receive 9%. Now, it would take, with the amount of gigawatts that that coal plant puts out at full capacity, and if it's ran in a more efficient manner, because that's what the county of Ottawa claims that it was not being done and why there were so many losses, so much major losses in dollars per day, is that the the plant wasn't ran efficiently. They had they there was a lot of employees that knew it was gonna be shut down, and so a lot of employees left. So they needed to hire they would wind up probably having to hire people back. Uh, I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. But it would take literally thousands upon thousands of acres of solar panels to produce the same amount of gigawatt that this one coal plant was producing with the coal. Uh, for any of you who think that the solar panels are a good idea and that the windmills are a good idea, they're junk. The windmills are junk. I mean, they're the maintenance on them is about 18 months. Their lifespan is about 2 years. And we've seen video after video of these windmills, the propellers just flying off and coming apart. They don't really produce that much electricity. And there's a whole bunch of them lined up everywhere. In fact, if you go down US 12 on your way to Detroit, you can look to the right and you can see, and on any given day, the ones that have not been maintained are shut down. They're not turning. It's like, hey, I thought this was supposed to save electricity for us or produce more electricity, and they're not even running. And they're not running because they're broke. They can't turn. Their generators, whatever it is that, that produces the electricity inside of them to transfer it is shot. It's got to be replaced, and it's incredibly expensive. So how do we then justify making windmills when the turbines and the motors that are in them that produce the electricity have to be replaced every 2 years? You get several thousand of those throughout the states of Michigan, Indiana, Ohio. Somebody has to pay the brunt of replacing those motors, and that'll be you and I. So, and then we got farmers who can't make ends meet because planting corn and farmers having to borrow money every year and they don't make a profit. I get it. I understand there's a lot of farmers who've gotten older and they don't want to farm anymore, but they really don't want to give up their land. So they lease the land to these co-ops on these solar panels. Some will actually sell their land outright. But from what I understand, the majority lease the land on a contract 5, 10, 15 years, and they put these solar panels on there. Well, once the contract's finished, or if someone was to die under that contract, there's some pretty there'll be a lot of court cases that'll happen with that one. So, and whether or not they can seize the land after the person who has leased it to the solar panel companies. And then in addition, for the bottom line with these solar panel companies, all we're doing is making China rich because they're the number one manufacturer of solar panels. And because they can manufacture them cheaper, they would be bought from there. Now, imposing a tariff on there might keep them from doing that, and it wouldn't be the cheapest solar panel that there is. Um, and in the wintertime, solar panels don't work that well. Michigan does have a climate where it's cloudy, so the UV rays that get through the clouds and uh, is not all that well either. So um, I'll I'll have to do some more research on it. I'm not really familiar with how solar panels work, so I'm not really sure with what I'm saying is true or not. Based on what I've seen and articles that I have read thus far, is that these solar panels are not a good idea. Uh, on top of the fact that the farmers can't make a profit on the land, that's less land to produce green beans and corn, and that's less meal that's produced for cows and food that's produced for people. Uh, and then the price of corn goes way up, and then that's passed along to the consumer in the grocery store and with the beef to boot. So, um, just for you today, testing the platform again, and once again, I can switch from different scenes, which makes it really cool, and then we can go back to our other scene where I can import video too. and it's all the transitions are very smooth. So I like it a lot, and it'll look more professional for you when you watch the videos. That's what our intention is. We don't want to look like some, hillbilly uh, from the hills of Kentucky. Don't know what we're doing. I know there's one woman that's probably watching us saying, "What are you making fun of them people from Kentucky? It's where all my kin are." Thanks for tuning in once again, and we'll be back on with some other information later on, probably by the end of the week, in regards to what we're waiting on and hearing. Uh, and it might be a little bit longer than that. I don't know. Then I'll be back on with some more direct information about the coal plant, Campbell Coal Plant in Ottawa. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Share this video, like and subscribe. Join and follow our Facebook page, and then like and subscribe. Later on, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sponsoring different businesses. If you are a business owner, small mom and pop's business owner, and you'd like to be featured on one of our videos to be shown throughout the county, a lot of folks have been watching our videos lately. We get between 800 and 1,000 views, and it's a real simple way of getting your business advertised for free. Just send me an email at michael.parker.coldwater@gmail.com. That's michael.parker.coldwater@gmail.com, or you can send it directly to our Patriot email address, bccpatriot@gmail.com. And we'll get that information for you and put together an advertisement for you. And we'll put you on here as one of our featured advertisers. We can even do video if you want to do some video, or if you got video you'd like to forward to us, we'll create the ad for you at no charge. That's pretty much how I'm going to operate it. I'm not going to charge anybody anything to do it. And once again, just to remind you, if you want to run for City Hall, or you want to run the Board of Public Utilities, you want to be so involved with that, even if you want to be the mayor of Coldwater, I'm here at your disposal to create videos, commercials, and infomercials for you when it's time for you to campaign. And we'll create some good ones. Our company, Vision Pro Studios, does wedding and photography and videography all over the states of Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. This wedding season is very light, and I've made it that way intentionally. I've not booked very many weddings at all, and part of it is due to my health. I've got to I've got to get my heart back in shape, and and then I got to stay busy here at home, and I got to lose the weight because I'm looking like I'm fat, so I got to lose some weight. So I got to find I got a happy road with that, and get my heart back in shape, and then we'll go back to actually filming weddings and birthday parties and corporate events, that type of thing. However, with all that said, like I said, I am light on all of that. If you are a local bride and you would like to have your wedding photographed or videoed, you can visit our business page at visionprostudios.com, or you can look at our Facebook page at Vision Pro Studios of Coldwater and give you an idea of some of the videos that we've produced and photography that we've taken over the past 7 years. The majority of our business has been out of town. A lot of local brides have um, either we don't advertise enough, or word of mouth has not been out long enough, or people just don't know where we're at. And you can type in our phone number 517-677-4073 under Google, and you'll get 3 or 4 pages of Vision Pro Studios that'll pop up on the Google search. And we're one of the top 5 photography agencies and businesses in the city of Coldwater and Branch County. We also this year will be once again filming the 4-H Branch County Fair. And don't forget, I believe it's in the latter part of June, the NHRA is coming to US 131 Dragway in Martin, and I'm talking NHRA. We're talking Brittany Force and many other large names are going to be there. It's their first time this year. They're being mixed in with the Northern Nationals, but it'll be an NHRA event. And from what I understand, the money's going to be huge. Tickets are like $75 the beforehand. Are going to be close to $90 the day of the event, and seating will more than likely be limited, especially this being a first-time event. I would go to US 131 Dragway's website if you're interested in going and get tickets purchased, I mean, right away. That's gonna be huge. Now, if you go to our Vision Pro Studios YouTube channel, Vision Pro Studios at YouTube. I forget I think that's the handle, youtube.com with the A sign and Vision Pro Studios. You'll be able to see some of the filming that we've done at uh, past events. Walked around and got different types of filming, but this year our plan is to really go all out. Maybe 2 to 3 cameras on a 2 or 3 camera view, and go all out on filming this. It's going to be a huge event, and that's one of the reasons why I'm booked light on weddings, is because I just don't want to miss it. I've got one wedding in June that I've got to do, and I just don't want to miss this event. I've missed it the last couple, 2 or 3 years, because we've been booked solid. I mean, last year we were booked from March until December. So I encourage you that, I do have openings for weddings, so I would encourage you, if you've got a local wedding, local bride and groom, and you are gonna be getting married here in Coldwater, I always discount our Coldwater brides to keep the business local. Doesn't cost as much, there's no travel expenses, and so, or hotel or overnight expenses, so, um, feel free to contact me at 517-677-4073. Got a birthday party or something planned, family reunion, you have quinceaneras, we also do. Anything that would be in that line, um, more than likely the month of June is gonna be completely out, because of the filming at 131. And also we'll be filming a couple of races this year over at Butler Motor Speedway as a courtesy to the Branch County residents, and then also as a courtesy to Butler Motor Speedway. They already got folks that are videotaping there and filming the events, but we like to add a little bit of flair to it and put some drama on it to make it worth watching. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Mike Parker, and I'll be back on with some more information and news later on, maybe on the national level too by the end of the week. We haven't talked anything about the national level, the news with the Iran war with Israel and the United States. I'm sure that's going to get a lot of people's goat with what President Trump is doing. And we will be able to take live call ins. And if you want to appear on the broadcast while it's being live streamed, all you got to do is I'll be posting a link that will be in the live stream on Facebook and under YouTube. Before we get involved with what we're talking about, we'll go on there and we'll post a link. And on that link allows you to click on it. It tells your phone, allow to use this device, this website once, and then it connects to your phone and it connects to your microphone. And so, therefore, we can bring you live in our live stream for questions if you wish to do so. Or if you want to be a guest and come on, any of our local businesses, any of the pastors here, are watching in Branch County who would like to come on and be interviewed with your church, we'll get free advertising for your church. Any of the local businesses that want to advertise your local business, we'll do a sit down and an interview with you live on our broadcast. Let folks know where your business is in the competition. Nobody's doing anything like that. So we're hoping to get this generated. It was uh, a a lot further this year than what it was last year, and we want as many Facebook pages to share the information as much as possible. Thanks for tuning in once again, and we are this time out of here.